because his wife asked for a divorce. This man took her life. He dropped the weapon from his hands, then put the body into the cremation furnace. It only took 10 minutes. A living person, turned into ashes in an urn. Fred is the third-generation owner of the family funeral home. He has a special skill, which is turning ashes into various crafts. His wife Greta's ashes were made into a vinyl record, engraved with their favorite song. He wanted his wife to stay by his side forever. As for the evidence from the incident, someone else helped him clean it up. A few days ago his wife rented the funeral home to a film crew to let them film a dramatic scene in the chapel. Fred didn't agree with this at the time. He felt the chapel was the gateway for souls to reach heaven. It shouldn't be disturbed by worldly matters. Little did he know his wife would ask for divorce. She was already fed up with Fred's old-fashioned personality. The funeral home was falling apart and barely had any business left. Renting it to the film crew for extra money wasn't that a good idea, but most importantly, with her skills in makeup for the deceased, she successfully became the makeup artist for the crew. About to head to Miami to start a new life, Fred had given his wife a chance. That evening, he sent her a message asking her to stay, but the response he got was a photo full of packed luggage. His wife had clearly made up her mind. Looking at the chapel, where the crew was still filming, he finally made his decision. Taking someone's life was actually quite simple. Fred had seen more dead bodies than anyone else. The film crew had promised they would restore the chapel to its original state before leaving, of course, including the stains on the walls, so he didn't need to lift a finger. The crime scene was cleaned up perfectly, but what he didn't expect was that the body in the coffin would discover a flaw. Anyone who's been an extra knows playing dead pays well, and they even get extra meals. Charlie was being chased by gangsters, but taking odd jobs gave him enough energy to keep running. He and Greta from the film crew hit it off immediately. They quickly became good friends. They made plans to go to Miami together, but even by the next morning, Charlie never heard from her. He went to the funeral home to ask, but Fred told him Greta had already left with the crew. The luggage photo on the phone was the best proof. Just as Charlie was leaving with doubts, he saw Fred dancing to the music. This didn't seem like the reaction of someone who just lost his wife. He immediately started investigating. Through the film crew he confirmed Greta hadn't shown up there. Charlie quietly entered the funeral home, but his footsteps alerted Fred. Seeing danger approaching, he could only hide in the coffin, but accidentally discovered stains on the light bulb. He planned to take a closer look, hoping Fred wouldn't notice his presence.
What are you doing in here?
Charlie immediately pulled out the evidence he had just found, but Fred remained expressionless, insisting his wife had gone to Miami, even explaining the substance on the bulb was fake theatrical substance used by the crew. However, Charlie quickly exposed him. As someone who had played dead before, he clearly remembered the crew had protected the lights by wrapping them in plastic film, so these stains could only have gotten there after the crew left. After they departed, just calling the police and running tests would prove Greta had met with misfortune. The tension was building. The film director suddenly ran in. He said Greta had sent a photo. The photo showed she had reached Miami Beach. Charlie's eyes widened. He had always trusted his instincts. Could he really be wrong this time? At this moment, though he said goodbye to Fred, he still felt somewhat unconvinced, so he followed the music from the record player and quietly went upstairs. In Fred's room, Charlie found that so-called beach photo. The timestamp showed it was taken 3 years ago. Obviously Greta's whereabouts were being hidden. He immediately realized the truth was being covered up. Before he could pick up his phone to call police, he suddenly felt a powerful force strike him from behind.